All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol Nndm, Nano Dimensions. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all the first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to the channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all the subscribers, welcome back. And as we jump into this chart, I want to quickly announce that I have a Twitter account now. The link is down below in the description. And stay tuned towards the end of this video because I have a short recap on how the ticker symbols that we've talked about and added to our watch list, and I've stated that you want to keep on your radar, how they've performed and how they're going to perform moving forward. And for those of you that are interested in a analysis on LXRX, I did one today. There was no notification sent because I ran out of notifications on YouTube. So if you've been following that one and add it to your watch list, definitely comment down below so I can share the analysis with you directly. I'll share the link with you guys. I look forward to seeing your guys' comments down below and your thoughts. Now, here we are with Nano Dimensions. Nano Dimensions had a drastic fall yesterday and a pullback. And something that I've noticed on these pullbacks, there's two ways that ARK Invest likes to handle this. Either they're a little bit hesitant because they feel like there could be more of a discount, or they load up on shares. When I see them load up on shares, it's because this is an opportunity before it goes right back up to $11. Like once they see the new highs, they say, okay, this could touch that again. Let's load up on shares before we get to that next level. And that's exactly what they did. We're going to look at in just a moment how much they loaded up on shares. But let's see our new resistance and support here. I want to talk about it briefly, and we're going to go in depth after we look at how ARK Invest took a bigger stake today in Nano Dimensions. So for the first time in a long time, I'm going to actually state that yesterday's support could still be used as a support. This rarely happens in charts because of the fact that this is very suddenly moving upwards. It only moved up a few cents, and when you look at the volatility here, it's just kind of sideways, and any of these supports could be used, but the fact that they're so close to the 50-day moving average and any of them are already below it, this support is pretty interesting to pay close attention to and see what's going on. Now, if you want to talk about the most narrowed in one, I'll talk about it in just a moment, and we're going to narrow in and have it zoomed in to the closest point to the 50-day moving average and the whole entire resistance level and so forth. So we're going to look at that in just a moment. So here we are with ARKW. ARKW, they took a small position. They don't take large positions very often here, but the highest I've seen them go is 70,000 shares in one day. So it was yesterday at 3,921,609 shares. And today, ARKW, the 14th, yesterday was the 13th, today's the 14th, they have 3,931,667. So when you do the math, they only added about 10,000 shares here. So if you looked at just ARKW, or you would just look at ARKW and you weren't aware of RQ, you're like, oh, they didn't really take advantage of the fall. Well, when we go over to RQ, which is the one that I've stated, I see this getting closer to 6 million, and I see them having a total now between ARKW and RQ sooner or later of 10 million shares. If they break through 6 million and they continue this behavior, who knows how many they will actually own at some point. But I mean, they're about to break the 6 million mark when we look at how much they've loaded up on. So 5,758,173 shares yesterday on the 13th. Today, they have 5,929,437 shares. This is still in the top 15, and I see this reaching the top 10, and it's probably even going to reach the top 5 at some point. The way they're handling this and the way they're being so aggressive here, ARKW and RQ overall, I mean, I could see this specifically in ARKW reaching the top 5, and in RQ, and in ARKW, I could see that stock reaching probably anywhere in the top 20 at some point, and probably even going further up as it continues to grow, because their position here is growing as well. They see a lot of potential in Nano Dimensions overall, just by the way ARK Invest is handling this. So Let's go ahead and zoom in here and see our 50-day moving average, resistance levels, and support. So 50-day moving average is 1042. I'd write that down. Super important number to keep in mind. If we break through that, we're in bearish territory. And the first support level, if you want to use it, it's optional, is 1030. That's pretty close there to see the behavior and watch and dissect this chart if this is going deeper into bearish territory or could the bulls reappear and bring it back up. So super important. But the true support from yesterday to today, and I rarely do this, you can basically use it due to the fact of how this stock has reacted, is 1012. 1012 is the support. Now it is a lot further down into bearish territory, but if this gets crossed, the next low here that we reached in the morning was 989, and this could get deeper into bearish territory if it breaks through 1012 and 989. Now on the other hand, we have our resistance, and that's 1071. That needs to be turned into a support, and the bulls need to break through that. I want to emphasize that the bulls need to break through resistance to turn that into a support and break away to hit newer highs and not allow the 50-day moving average to catch up to it. This is a tug of war zone where we're at. We're going to have to see who dominates early on in the day, if it's going to be the bears or the bulls, but 1071 definitely needs to be broken through. And then obviously the highs here of 1145. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video. Stay tuned till the end. I'm about to share with you guys the small recap of how these stocks were doing, and don't forget, down below, comment if you're interested in the LXRX stock chart analysis. Thank you. So let's do a quick recap here on some of the stocks that I've talked about towards the end of these videos. I have many more stocks to continue to share with you guys moving forward, and also as I continue to do my due diligence and research, and as I come across them and I see consolidations and so forth. So let's start off with the first one that we've talked about this week. Well, the beginning of this week and ending of last week, and it was WBA. We've talked about it since it was at 42.90. That's when I did the video talking about it. It was sitting around this area, and from that point forward we can see how this week has been, and I think that there's still more room here. We definitely want to watch it closely due to the fact that it has been in a bullish run for some time. We need to see how long it's going to last, and also watch closely any pullbacks that this stock has moving forward. Now, the other one is ALGM. It was under the radar, and it still pretty much is. When you go ahead and look at their chart, their volume is pretty low. It doesn't even reach 1 million in volume, but it has been growing. And I've talked about it since it was way back here at around 24.90-ish. It was around this area right here. It was at the beginning towards the middle of December. I'm not sure exactly what point it was at, but it was at 24.90 when I did the video, and when I actually mentioned it was earlier this week. And here we are seeing how it's been reacting moving forward. It kind of dipped. It was having a nice pullback, and consolidation was already broken through, so this was a really good sign, and I started talking about it to let more people know about it. Now, I did a full video on it, so a lot of people probably missed it and overlooked it. Came back to look at the chart. The chart was showing signs of moving upwards and that there's great potential and possibilities here, and the fact that ALGM, a lot of analysts had a price target that already had broken through. Like it was around 20 something and some change. It was like $28, $29, and it broke through it, reaching 31. And I had stated at the beginning of this week, as it was pulling back, that analysts were probably going to have to upgrade their price target, pushing this one up further due to the fact of the signs and what this stock is showing. Now, this is a great innovative stock. It's really going to do well with the EV sector growing, and I believe that there's room here still for this one. Now, the other one that I had shared with you guys was LXRX. Now, this one was a much more speculative play. I had stated that there was a nice consolidation forming as we saw at the beginning of the week. I mentioned it yesterday, and the day before, not actually yesterday, the day before yesterday, and I was already seeing a healthy sign of holding itself up. I had stated that up towards Thursday or the end of this week, we were going to see a catalyst due to the big event. And here we are seeing it run from 380s all the way up to 940, dipping back down to 819. This could consolidate up here. I said this is a speculative play. We need to see how it ends the week, how it starts next week, and it can continue to grow, no doubt. But there's a lot of hype and speculation around it due to the fact of the catalyst that was coming up. And here we are seeing that happen. Now, the last one I stated was yesterday's video, and I mixed that up with LXRX. I talked about this 2 days ago, and here we are with Wish. Wish is one that I had stated I wish I'd found earlier. I remembered it was going to IPO, completely forgot about it, caught up with so many other ticker symbols, so much other research last month, and it dipped down. If I would have known this, I would have probably taken a shot at it, and I caught it up here around the beginning of this week, right? So it was dipping, and as soon as I was going to get ready to talk to you guys about it and stuff, I was like, man, it's dipping, let's watch this closely. The next day it ran. I said, okay, let's see if there's some consolidation. It ran again. I talked about it yesterday, and here we are seeing it run. So we still need to watch this closely, how it continues to play out, because of the fact that stocks like these have great upward potential. We need to see how the pullbacks are, or if this would consolidate somewhere up here or somewhere down here. Because remember, it came from down here, ran up to here, held itself up, and ran again. So if it consolidates up here, healthy sign for the next run until there's more speculation or hype or some catalyst to make it continue, or pull back down to around this area and consolidate up here. That will show signs of healthiness as well moving forward in the long term, because it didn't just destroy all these gains and go back down to the 19 or under $20. So big deal here with this one. I hope that you guys have found these ticker symbols helpful and informative. I look forward to seeing your guys' thoughts down below. Any of you guys that have been watching them, how do you feel about them? And also, if you learned something new and you are a first-time viewer and you've never came across this channel, subscribe to continue to get information like this and see what the important cues are based off the charts for the next trading day. Don't forget to share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watch this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, let's make some money.